All right, what is on the agenda for today? Grocery shopping 101. Pretty straightforward topic, I would say. For this one, we'll touch on some grocery store hacks to think about when you're getting ready for your next trip to the store. We'll talk about planning ahead, looking at the quality of those foods, and that all important budget. So let's get started with before you go. Planning ahead. You are going to make it so much easier on yourself if you can plan at least a little bit of ahead before you go to the store. So, planning ahead involves things like making a list. Think about what foods you need for the week or however long you go between visits. If you can, the most efficient way to do this is to really plan your meals for the week, right? Sit down, think about breakfast, think about lunch, think about supper, think about snacks. Come up with an outline of the meals you plan to eat. And then you can work back and create your list of ingredients and foods from there. Right? If you can't do every meal, just do what makes sense for your schedule. Maybe it's just suppers one week, and that's okay. Making a list is also a great way to help prevent making decisions you might regret later, right? Like stopping at that fast food place on the way home or ordering a pizza. If you know what you're having for meals and you know that you have all of the ingredients for those meals, it's hopefully going to make it a lot easier just to head straight home or not pick up the phone and order out, right? As you're making your list, also don't forget to check your fridge, check your pantry to be sure you don't already have some of the foods and ingredients you need as well. You might already be more prepared than you think, even. The other thing a grocery list does is it helps you to avoid impulse buys when you're at the store. If you have that list, you can stick to only the aisles you need and maybe not see something that's not so good for you, but that can be very tempting, right? Not all the time, but again, if you have that list and you say, I'm sticking to it, it can help those temptations. It also helps prevent food waste. If you buy food, especially food that's perishable, and don't have a plan for it, it's easier to forget about it and it can go bad before you have a chance to eat it, right? If you know, okay, I'm having this food at this meal, it's already there. If you just buy food thinking, oh, I should eat this, it can fall through the cracks, right? The other option some of you may have is to order your groceries online and do a pickup or maybe even a delivery. This can be a great option for those that don't want any of the temptations because you don't even have to set foot in the store, right? This not only saves you purchases that may not be healthy for you, it saves you money too. And many times you can save your list on different apps. And so you've got a lot of the staples ready to go for the next trip, making things more efficient and saving you time. Now, again, this isn't an option for everyone, I know, but if it is, might be something to think about if you do have it available. The next thing that can help you prepare for your trip is to eat something before you go. Having an empty stomach while shopping can be very dangerous, as some of you that have maybe experienced that know, right? When it comes to grabbing things that you may not need specifically. Our body is designed to crave sugar and carbohydrates when we're hungry because it provides quick energy for us. Biologically, that's what our body wants right away. And unfortunately, those types of foods are not usually the best for overall health, right? So having a full stomach can help prevent some of those purchases that you'll regret later, saving you calories and cash. Couple other things to think about when heading to the grocery store. First is bringing your own bags. Now, I love bringing my own bags because, firstly, I'm terrified that the plastic ones are going to break, right? And I also like to have my cold bags along to help keep cold and frozen things from getting too warm on my trip home. Now, I know some stores offer small discounts for bringing your own bags as well. And then, of course, just the environmental support by not using and throw away the plastic bags. It's just good for everyone in general. Next tip is to go during off-peak hours. Now, this is more for our mental health than anything, right? Navigating crowds isn't super fun when you're trying to find things and get in and out as fast as you can. Going early morning or later night on weekends is usually the best time for less crowds, or mid morning ish during the week. But you can do some trial and error at your local store to see what makes sense for you. I know you don't always have an option to go, but if you can, think about those things. Stores are also usually stocked better in the mornings, typically, too. So, again, not something that you might be able to control all the time, but if you can, again, just makes the whole experience easier if you can kind of go during the less busy times. Last tip for planning ahead is to consider your shopping partner. Now, this wasn't one that I had even thought of until I started researching this topic a little bit further for some additional thoughts, but it does make sense when you think of it, right? If your partner, spouse, roommate, for example, is one that just likes to kind of wander, grab whatever strikes their fancy, they may not be the best shopping partner if you're looking to stay healthier and kind of stay in your budget, right? Kids, unfortunately, we know can also be tough to shop with, as those who've experienced it know. Now, same with the time of shopping. I know you can't always choose who you'll have with you, but if you can, again, just something to think about to kind of help the quality of foods in that budget as well.